So you want to work remotely in Thailand. I get all kinds of questions from you guys about this topic. What are the tax implications? How do I go about getting a visa? Can I find a remote job in Thailand if I don't have one already? I mean, why wouldn't you want to choose Thailand if you have the ability to work remotely? Cash those international checks and live in a country with low cost of living and an amazing lifestyle. It's no wonder that Thailand's near the top of the list of destinations for remote workers. And it's not just the SEO bros up in Chiang Mai. Man, if you're up in Chiang Mai, I can't throw a stone without hitting an SEO bro. There's all kinds of different types of jobs here that people are doing remotely. And yes, you can find jobs, but rather than me explain it all to you, I thought it'd be fun to get the hell out of here. We're going to leave the studio because I got a buddy who works at a company that specializes in remote workers, finding people jobs, facilitating everything that they need. And he's really the expert in this. I'll be leaving you a link to his company. You can check out actual remote jobs that are available. I'll also leave a link to the Thai language challenge. If you are considering moving here, you should definitely learn a little Thai. I'll leave a link to both of those things down below. My name's Chris. This channel exists for one reason, and it's to help you move to Thailand. I know that you wanna, so just do it already. I'm here to help, give you all the information that you need. So without further ado, let's get the hell out of here and go talk to Jimmy.
Yeah, well, I actually came to Thailand for the first time on a vacation as a tourist, and I did 2 or 3 trips as a tourist on vacation in Thailand. But it was 2016 I actually came to Thailand for the first time for work, and I was working for a Swedish company based here in Thailand doing sales work for the Swedish market.
Are you from Sweden?
Yes, I am. Okay. So been living here in Thailand for 8 years now, and my idea originally was to stay in Thailand for 1 year and just try something new and get some international experience.
So you've been living and working here for 8 years?
Yeah, correct, 8 years. So I'm working as a sales manager here in Iglu, in our Bangkok office, but quite often I work remotely from my house out on Bang Krachao.
So you've had a ton of experience with remote work. Do you know many people then who work remotely in Thailand?
I do know a lot of people working remotely, and it must be a lot of all kinds of roles here in Thailand. But only here in Iglu, we have a little bit over 200 employees, and most of them actually work remotely.
In Thailand, like, where do you find most of the remote workers go? I know that there's a ton up in Chiang Mai, but where else in Thailand are these people?
I think that, I mean, you can live basically anywhere in Thailand, as the internet is so good everywhere. So you can. I know friends personally who works and lives on the beaches or out on Koh Samui or on the islands in the south.
Even Koh Phangan has a lot of new co-working space, a lot of remote workers, it seems.
Yeah, you can work almost anywhere you want, and I mean not only in co-working spaces but also from home.
And what about Bangkok?
It's a lot of expats in Bangkok and a lot of remote workers here too, which is why I think most of our employees is actually based here in Bangkok, but not only in Iglu, but you know, a lot of my friends on the personal side is also based here.
What do you think is attractive about Thailand as a remote work destination?
I think it's first and foremost the cost of living in Thailand is amazing. I mean, for me personally, I'm riding motorcycles, and that's something that I really enjoy doing all year around, not only in the summer as you do in Sweden, but you know, all year round, enjoying all the beaches, and Bangkok has a great nightlife too. So there's really something for everyone here.
What are some of the types of jobs that these people are doing here in Thailand? What type of remote work is the most common?
Probably software related jobs or IT jobs, which usually can be done remotely, but also, you know, sales jobs like myself, or customer service jobs, or marketing roles. So yeah, I think that's the most common roles.
And most of the people that have remote work here, do you think that these people are in the category of kind of freelancers, solopreneurs, they have their own businesses, or are they working for foreign companies that allow them to work wherever they want in the world?
I think that they're working for real companies who actually allow remote work from anywhere in the world, such as Iglu, because especially in Thailand it's quite strict regulations, and of course I think there are people here on a vacation, or people just coming here and traveling and maybe doing their work along the way, but I believe that most people are probably, ordinary employees of global companies.
So let's talk about kind of the ins and outs. Like a lot of my viewers, I think, are interested in what it takes to set themselves up for remote work.
Yeah.
Like I know that that's what you guys do here.
Iglu here in Thailand, we employ digital professionals to work remotely for clients from all around the world. So our HQ is actually located in the UK, and we also have companies here in Thailand, Vietnam, Hong Kong, and Estonia. So basically, we offer all our talents to either work fully remotely or based in one of our locations. So
a location meaning like where we're sitting now.
Yeah, in Thailand we have offices in Bangkok and in Chiang Mai. So we have been operating here in Thailand since 2010, and we have been pioneering the remote work scene here in Thailand since then. So we did it much. I mean, we've done it for about 15 years now.
So do you guys like just take me through the process? Say I'm a remote worker. I have a job that my company says, hey, Chris, you can work wherever you like in the world. My first choice would be Thailand for sure.
Yeah.
So I do some research. I find you guys, I find Iglu. I call you up. What happens? How does this all work?
Basically, Iglu is, Iglu Thailand, we specialize in software consultancy and business process outsourcing services such as sales or marketing and customer support roles. So if you are a qualified professional working in these fields, then there is a possibility for Iglu to hire you as an employee. But our client or our talents, they would typically either go into our homepage, iglu.net/contact, and just send us a message, or go to iglu.net/jobs and just apply for any of our open jobs. And we have around 15 or probably even more than 15 open roles we are recruiting for right now.
Say they go to your website, they find a job they reach out, they talk to you, and they're like, yeah, I want to do it. How long is the process to get themselves set up?
Well, typically it takes around 4 to 5 weeks to join. But when we opt for the special visa types, it can take up to 5 or 6 weeks. But even for those, it rarely takes more than 6 weeks.
Once they're set up, they have access to your facilities here. Describe what they would have access to.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we would onboard them as employees, and they would be based in either Bangkok or Chiang Mai if they're working here in Thailand. And we set them up here in the office and give them a desk and a nice laptop and onboard them to do the best they can.
And does the office have specific hours?
Our offices, both in Chiang Mai and in Bangkok, is open 24/7, 365 days per year. So in the mornings, it's not so common to have a full office, but in the evenings, considering we serve a lot of foreign time zones, we have a lot more people coming in. So actually, we operate 24/7.
And then if someone decides to jump in, work remotely, I guess they have two choices. Do just figure it out, do it all on their own, which a lot of people would and could do. And then there's a choice to look for work through a place like your company, Iglu. If they went that route, got a job, did it through you guys, how long are they allowed to stay here?
Well, there's no real limit on when they have to leave. So, I mean, we employ our employees, and most of our talents is actually long-term expats. And most of them stay for several years at least, and some have been here even, a decade or more.
For me, it was all about just working back home, waiting to retire and move to Thailand. I lived in a different era.
Yeah.
And so I love to kind of understand the next generation.
Yeah.
And is this a growing trend? Are you getting more people?
I believe so, and yes, we do. It's quite a lot of applicants to our open jobs, so that's happy to see.
So if there was some people in their 20s out there watching, what advice would you give them as far as, hey, as someone who's thinking, I love the thought of moving to Thailand, what advice would you give them on how to find work here?
Funny fact, when I was here on vacation, before I moved here for work, I actually were, out socializing in Bangkok, and I happened to just see some other Swedish people speaking Swedish nearby. So I basically introduced myself and spoke to them, and it ends up that, they were working for a Swedish company in Bangkok, and that just blew my mind. And I'm like, wow, I want to do that too. So I would just say networking, or try to look around on Instagram or social media in general. There's a lot of companies who are marketing their own services there that they're hiring with open jobs. And it's not only Iglu hiring, so it's a lot of foreign companies who are trying to attract global talent to live and work with Thailand as a base.
So that is good advice, actually. Kind of network with some locals here who live here.
There's a lot of events too that you can go to, like real networking, professional networks events, and they can be very good if you're looking for a new job.
Oh, there is? How do you find those events?
Usually on LinkedIn, and there's a huge expat community. So I do know some, after 8 years, you get to know a lot of people. Also for me, riding motorcycles, for an example, I have met all kinds of business owners and CEOs and high-level executives only from taking motorcycle rides in the countrysides in Thailand with organized expat bikers group on Facebook.
Yeah.
So networking and socializing and meeting new people, I think that's the best way to actually get a sense of what kind of opportunities there are for remote work in general.
Okay, so someone goes to your website, they're in. They want one of these jobs. They want to work remotely in Thailand. They call you. What happens? How does this process work?
Well, if we actually decide to hire these professionals applying for our jobs, then the first thing is the visa, right? So then we're gonna try to arrange a business visa and a work permit prior to their start dates. So typically we will arrange a non-business visa and a work permit, or a smart T visa, or this highly skilled professional LTR visa. And typically we will arrange this visa situation from a Thai embassy in your home country prior your departure to Thailand. So the idea for us is, generally speaking, to have all of this done and approved before you come to Thailand, so that you can start working especially if you're applying for an Iglu job and we are getting the visas for you, we want you to be able to start working legally from day one.
And so just before we go from there, because the visa is a key thing, so you mentioned 3 types: a business visa with a work permit, a smart T, and a long-term resident visa. Why would someone choose one or the other in that scenario?
Well, basically it's us who is advising on which type of visa option is most suitable, and typically it will depend on the qualifications of the professional that we actually are hiring. So for an example, the LTR visa is not something that we can provide for everyone, but the main difference of these visas is the duration of them. So that the non-business visa is usually for 1 year and renewable every year, and the smart talent visa is for up to 4 years. And the highly skilled professional LTR visa is up to 10 years.
So that'd be like the same setup from a visa perspective as just working for any other Thai company.
Correct.
You got a job. Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense. And then how do the taxes come into play once they've gotten here, got settled in?
There's a progressive tax rate in Thailand ranging from 0 to 35%, which depends on your income. But you will have to have a quite high income to be in the top tax brackets in Thailand. But even then, it's quite reasonable compared to most Western countries. However, the LTR visa has some tax benefits. So if you would be qualified and approved for an LTR visa, then your tax rate would be fixed at 17%.
That's a great visa, that LTR. But I wish that they would open it a little bit more. Like they have that one. I think there's a restriction based around that if you work for an international company, they have to be a massive company, right?
Correct. That's a different category, though. So there are different categories of the LTR visas, and we only apply for the highly skilled professional LTR visa.
Okay. And then what's the onboarding process? I mean, someone's moving to Thailand, starting a new job. Like, do you guys do anything to help ease that transition?
We do assist with, when I'm onboarding people, of course, we introduce them to all our employees here in the offices and get them settled in and provide equipment so that they can work. Of course, we do have a lot of assistance, with private health insurances and stuff like this, but we do recommend our talents or our employees to actually get private health insurances, because you never really know what happens, and this is something that can be quite different from Western countries where you have a whole different healthcare system.
If anyone out there wants to find out more about some of the jobs you guys have available, or talk to you guys about their situation, how would they go about this?
Well, if you are interested in joining Iglu, I would recommend you to go into iglu.net/contact and send us a message there, or just apply to any of our open jobs at iglu.net/jobs.
And then they just, the process starts with them talking about their situation, and then you guys kind of start to advise from there.
Yeah, correct. I mean, our employees are in Thailand at least, they need to be working in something software related or in an IT role, or working in business process outsourcing, such as sales, marketing, or customer service jobs. So if they do, please reach out, and it's possible for us to employ you.
Do me a favor, drop a comment. Do you like these little field trips when we go out and talk to other people? Let me know. Should I do more of those? Comment below. Also comment if you have any questions at all about moving to Thailand. Is there anything that you want me to cover on a future video here in this channel? Comment below. Let me know. Links to both the Thai language challenge and to Jimmy's company down below in the description. And if you want to see a video about where you might choose to live, if you do choose to live in Bangkok, click right here. I go over 8 areas on the Sukhumvit corridor and kind of explain the good, the bad, and the ugly about each of them. You can check that out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video whenever I decide to make another one.